Oh, Jamaica.
Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to Smart Money Monday, and I am Daphne Jones, the Smart Money Chick. It's great to be with you tonight, and tonight we have a special guest. Was promoting it with you guys. I have with me Sausha Walker. She's got the moniker Little Miss Millionaire there. We're here tonight to talk about multiple streams. Sausha is a very successful serial entrepreneur. She's got several endeavors. She's involved in the trucking industry. She's an Airbnb participant, and she's also taking part in. Let me get the correct pronunciation. Is it tour?
Turo?
Turo. There we go. Turo. Because I really have a lot of questions about that. I've run into it on Clubhouse, and also I'm going to talk to her about her Clubhouse because I'm catching her on there a lot, so I want to know her thoughts on it. And hey, if you guys come up with any questions, any of you folks out there, please type them in the comment section there, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. It'd be great to hear from you. It'd be great to hear from you. So Sausha, we'll give them just a few seconds here to click on. Just do some general stuff. So how things are going there? You're looking good.
Thank you. I feel overwhelmed.
Okay. Overwhelmed. Is that a good thing or what?
Is it I guess it is a good thing. See, for me, um, I get overwhelmed because when you're doing something good and something new, it's just like all of the fear and all that good stuff just combined in one and makes you feel overwhelmed. So, um, but it's exciting at the same time. So I don't know if that makes sense. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm excited
Okay. Okay.
that I'm creating something new.
There we go. So that's the whole idea there. So I'm going to look away for a second, see if I can get this started over here on this screen. Okay, great. So just want to let you know we look wonderful
Thank you. You look
on
good as
YouTube.
well.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Hey,
Well, we look good together. I'm looking at us on the other screen there, and we're looking good. So
hey.
we're coming through crystal clear there. So I know you well, but take a few minutes to give us your origin story. I know you're originally from Detroit, and we've worked together previously a few years back. Well, we worked together for a few years. We recently, went off on our separate ventures. But, tell us about yourself.
So I'm from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. And when I was in Detroit, I worked for JP Morgan Chase. And I worked with them for 10 years. In the midst of that journey in 10 years, they relocated me to San Antonio, Texas. So I stayed in San Antonio, Texas for 2 years, and then I was relocated to Houston. So that's how I ended up in Houston. And so I worked for Chase, and I just got to the point where, being there for 10 years, I felt like at that point, I think I was capped. I was capped out. So um, I just wanted to get out there and try something different.
Okay, you said you used the term capped out. Was it simply promotion wise, socially, financially, what?
Capped out in the tier that I was in, I was capped out in my position, right? So meaning that I couldn't get a higher pay. And so at that point, being that I wanted to make six figures at that time, um, working that 9 to 5 position wasn't going to get me where I wanted to be, to that six figures. So I just decided to try the entrepreneurship, and step into that lane. And that worked. I stepped into it out of faith, and let God lead me the rest of the way. And I haven't looked back since. So I must be doing something right.
Okay, what was your first venture, entrepreneurial wise?
My first venture was insurance. That's what started, being a financial consultant and insurance agent. That's what started my journey, and I am so grateful and appreciative. for that opportunity, that has scaled me to different streams of income. It put me around different people. It put me around different money. I mean, it's just been a blessing. So, insurance, being an insurance agent.
Okay, growing up in Detroit, were you involved? Were you entrepreneurial in high school? Were you the kid that sold candy and pencils at school, or?
No. I wasn't. I think it's just a hustle. That because in school, I mean, I had a job. I worked for Subway, and then I had two jobs. So I think
Okay.
it's just a hustle. You know, when you have a mission or you have a goal that you want to accomplish, you do whatever you can to make sure that you're creating those funds, right? And so in high school, I'm like, I want this, I want these shoes. I don't want to wait for my parents to buy me, this outfit or this and that, or to get my hair done. Like, I want to be able to go and do it myself. So my mom said, go get a job.
Okay. Yeah. Because the sisters and getting the hair done is serious.
And so it was a go and get a job. And
Uh huh.
then I got a job and I'm like, oh, this I need some more money. And then so I went next door to the pizzeria and got another job. So it's like I can do both jobs because I can just go from one door to the next. I didn't have to inconvenience my parents on, driving me to
Mm-hmm.
work, and I walked right across the street from school, from high school, and I went to work and I stayed at work from the time I got out of the school to nighttime. So yeah.
Okay, so the first venture was trading time for money, like so many of us did,
Yeah.
trading time for money.
Yeah.
Okay, and at some point at Chase, you figured out you needed to scale, or once again, I guess, use your time more effectively, get paid better for the amount of time you were spending working.
Right. Right.
Okay, so you hadn't quite reached the point of scaling where I need to have a business, but more so, hey, since I'm going to work X amount of hours a week, I should, the pay per hour should increase. And how do we do that?
Yeah. How do we do that? How do we make more money? How do I create that um, financial freedom? And
Okay.
how do I spend more time with my family? Because I moved to Houston by myself. And it got to the point where it's becoming very depressing, where I had to decide, do I go home for Christmas or do I go home for Thanksgiving? And
Okay.
I think that was the hardest thing for me doing each year. I'm like, okay, enough is enough. I don't want to decide. Like, I want to go home and be with my family for the holidays, for all the holidays, if I could.
Right, right. Because you're at work, you're working for someone else, they're controlling. You have to pick a holiday.
You have to pick a holiday, and
Right.
then you have to put it, and hopefully you get approved.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on your,
Oh, yeah. Hope you have enough seniority.
we hope, depending on your seniority. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I remember when I was in the military, it was the same thing. I remember actually being sometimes on planes the day after the holiday. You know, you're flying home on New Year's Day,
right.
flying back to base on New Year's Day or December 26th, because once again, couldn't get both holidays.
Yeah.
You had to pick one. So I too remember that. And grew up in I think our raising was probably pretty similar. Family, both parents had like good paying union jobs. So, we were taught that I guess without them actually teaching it, you traded time for money. And
No.
if you wanted more money, you would work overtime. You'd pick up a shift, or in your case, pick up a second job. Great folks, but not much entrepreneurial minded. Because I remember my mother even scared me off from sales.
Really?
Yes. She said, never work for commission. And that, any teenagers out there listening, bad advice.
Bad.
Awesome mom, bad advice. Because sales, once you learn, and you will learn, is a license to print money.
That I have a license to print money for the rest of my life.
Right. That skill is because you have to sell, but you're selling all the time, which is, as I said, awesome mom, bad advice. Bad
Yes.
advice.
And I think I'm gonna get on live and share some of this good.
Okay, please,
This
please.
is
The
information.
because I did military for years because I'm a Marine. Then I left
Uh huh.
there and went into the IT field again. So the income was great. I mean, because we did what our parents told us to. We went to college and got jobs.
Yeah.
But what sent me on the path was I became ill at a point and I couldn't work. And that's when you find out about your money story. That's when you find out when those paychecks stop. And the thing is about paychecks, it doesn't matter how big they are. When they stop, it is a hard correction. It is a hard correction. Whether you're making $5,000 a month or you're making 50 grand a month, when it's a paycheck type existence, man, it's like okay, you find out.
Yeah. And living check to check. That's not it. And having one stream of income, that's not it. That doesn't work for me. I don't know who it works for, but not for me. So that's why I got into different type of businesses. And I will say, I don't mean to cut you off, but you can have one stream of income and have, different streams of income in that one main income. So it's just about um, like working smarter and not harder,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
would say.
Exactly. So and the sooner you come to that, anyone comes to that realization, that's the first step toward financial freedom. Well, we're using that term financial freedom. So I guess we'll get to it early. What does that mean to you when you hear that term?
Financial freedom, like you don't want for anything, you or your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like generational wealth. Like you're able to pass that down from generation to generation.
Okay.
That's financial freedom to me. Is I don't want for anything, nor my family wants for anything.
Right. I look at it as paraphrasing a Bible verse, to give generously on all occasions.
Yes.
To be able to give generously on all occasions, where it's not a thought, whether it's giving where you're at the Bill Gates, Warren Buffett level, and you're literally giving millions of dollars, millions of dollars, or even to help out that niece to get her transmission fixed.
Exactly.
Right. And where it's just, oh, okay, you hear about it and you don't have to hear the long story. They start telling you, well, this what?
Yeah.
No, just,
Here you go.
yeah,
What's your
yeah.
cash out?
Right.
Cash App, Zelle, Venmo.
Exactly. Let me just get that for you. Is it at the mechanics now? Do you need a tow truck too? So just on those various levels, because assistance is assistance, and when you don't have 500, it might as well be 50,000 when you don't have it.
Yeah. True.
So it's not too small. Whether it's just helping someone get some groceries, as I said, a car repair, or giving lots of money to your alma mater.
Yeah, I try to give back all the time. I mean, I don't, I give back a lot. I don't record it. I don't even talk about it or what I
Mm-hmm.
do daily, but I give back a lot. I mean, even if it's just, like you said, being in a grocery line and paying for somebody groceries, or even if it's, giving away $25. I mean, $25 may not seem like a lot, but for some people, that is a lot. You know what you
Oh
can do
yeah,
with
yeah.
$25? I
And
mean,
you've taken a load off their mind for that particular
for
time
them,
period with
yeah,
$25.
yeah.
With the so okay, so you've got insurance, and we were together at that time when you were with, and you're still with that agency, and you're doing pretty well, pretty well. So when did you? What went off in your head that said, you know what, this trading time for money, even though I'm doing well at it, I need to find other ways to make my money work, to get my money working for me.
I mean, it's just a Sagittarius and me just want to put my hands on everything out. What gets me moving is trying different things, right?
Okay.
Seeing if it works. Like someone, just for example, Turo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being on Clubhouse and listening to people say, "Oh, I didn't put my personal car on this app, and it's just I'm making this money." I'm like, really? Well, let me see. I want to see. I want to see what it's doing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what I have to do? Oh, you just have to take pictures of your car and put a description and just put it out there. All right, that's it. Sounds like a plan to me. Oh, and they just come and pick the car up, just hand over your keys, and then that's it. It's like a Airbnb for cars, basically. I'm like,
Okay.
I want to try it.
Okay. So your personal car is the one you use, or did you purchase cars for Turo to use for
No,
the business?
I use my personal car. I put my car on there. They said that you can take a picture of your car, download this app to your phone, upload your pictures, put your description, and save, submit, and you're live. And someone is going to rent your car out. And Daphne, that's exactly what they did. I did that on. I was listening to them on the weekend. I think it was on a Saturday, and my car was rented out that following Thursday.
Okay. So
And
what? No, go ahead.
so they rented out my car. I met them at the CVS, you know, down the street, and handed over my keys, and my car was gone for the weekend. And they met me back at CVS on Monday. I got my keys and took my car home, you know, and I got a check 3 days later.
Okay, that's crazy.
I got a check 3 days later, and I said, "Oh, this is it. Say less."
Okay, so does Turo handle like insurance and things of that nature?
They do have their own insurance on the app, so they have their own insurance. You don't use your insurance, and you have options of what type of insurance you want to place on your car. So um, they cover up to $750,000.
Okay. Now, Turo wasn't your first uh, venture outside of insurance. I believe it was real estate. Yes.
No, it was
No.
trucking.
It was what?
Trucking.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, I
So
invested into a friend's trucking company, which, you know, he managed the truck. He does everything, and I just receive, and he gets a percentage, and I receive a check.
okay. So tell me how that works. Did you go out and purchase a rig, lease? What? You're on a tractor, yes?
Well, yes, I purchased the truck. Yep.
Okay, so you purchased a truck.
Mhm.
And so he's in charge of like dispatching and you're running under his authority and things like that?
Yep.
Okay. Tell our folks what authority is in trucking.
Well, it's a number.
Right?
It's a number that you have that's connected to your business. And you're able to, you know, just depending on what type of authority you have, you can go from state to state. It can
Mm-hmm.
be in state or out of state. So it really just depends. But You have your DOT number, you have your different authorities that you can add under your DOT number. So just whatever, deciding on which way you want to go with the trucking. I knew that I didn't want to handle dispatching. I didn't want to go find drivers. I didn't want to handle any of that. I pretty much wanted to be hands off if possible. So
Okay. So you technically own the truck, the tractor is what they call them, the actual truck itself. Okay, and it's long haul, so it's the big trucks, yes?
yes,
Right.
18 wheelers.
Okay. So because I'm trying to get an idea of how the money works. So is he like leasing the truck from you, or you guys are splitting the?
No, I
Okay.
I purchased the truck and he managed the truck.
Ah. Okay.
He
Okay.
managed the truck. I purchased. It's just like as if he was going to buy a truck
Okay.
for his trucking company.
Right.
hmm
And then you guys split whatever. Well, of course, the profit from the truck, I guess, because you've got revenue, and then there's cost of managing the truck and so forth and so on.
Right.
Okay. So you guys are pretty much like partners in the business then.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay. So there's a lot of trust there. Is this someone you've known before?
Oh yes, it's a lot of trust.
Okay.
A lot of trust. And this is actually this is a good friend that he actually used to work at Appreciation.
Okay.
Someone that I've been knowing 5 years or more. So
Okay. Okay. So he felt we're comfortable buying the rig and knowing he knew what was going on and so forth
of
in the
course,
trucking industry. Okay.
of
Okay.
course.
Well, because now, and we're going to talk about Clubhouse because Clubhouse has introduced some new stuff. So
Oh
some
yeah.
new areas to me. So that sends you to YouTube and you start looking for social proof. And the trucking industry and its various features, whether it be long haul, box trucks, dealing with Amazon, seems to be a growing field that I'm seeing a lot of African Americans enter into. And so, would you recommend someone going into business with someone who knows what they're doing more so than striking out on their own, or what?
I do. I do, because I know that trucking is not something that I'm interested. Like that's something that I'm not interested, but I know that the money is good,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm willing to have a partner with someone and split that profit. I don't have to. I would rather have 50 of something than zero of nothing.
Right, right. So, in your other ventures, because you're Airbnb also,
hmm
and did you become involved? Because I know that one time we were speaking, you were looking at doing real estate, whether it be flipping or cash flow. Did owning property and leasing it?
No, I don't own any properties. I just have
Okay,
a license.
okay. So, but you are involved in Airbnb, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay,
don't own
so
them.
okay, tell us how that works.
So it's the rental arbitrage.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you are the homes that's out there for rent.
Mm-hmm.
You will become that renter. So it's just like as if you were moving into that home, you wanted to rent the property.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to that property, become the renter, and using it as corporate leasing. You know,
Okay.
it's a corporate lease, short term rental. So you can do it with apartments. You
Mm-hmm.
can do it with homes. So I don't own any of the properties just to take that. I don't want all that responsibility,
Right.
just in case anything can happen. I don't want to be responsible for.
Okay. So a rental arbitrage then. So has COVID affected your business greatly?
No.
Okay. Now tell us how you did that.
Well, with insurance, everyone, regardless of what happens,
Mm-hmm.
people still need life insurance.
Right. Right. But I'm referring to your Airbnb business.
Well, Actually, that helped because I just like the Airbnb. I just got into Airbnb in January,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Right.
So Houston is open. Houston is not closed. That's not, if anything, by Houston being open,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people have been traveling here, um, staying at different Airbnbs. Our Airbnb, since we started, we listed that Airbnb on Thursday. We had a booking by Friday.
Okay.
So people are still traveling here on the weekends, during the week. So it hasn't affected the business. I haven't, being that I'm just getting started, I think probably, when the pandemic started, what was that, last
Yes.
year, March?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it would have slowed down because, people wasn't flying. And I'm sure people were affected by it, but I haven't been.
Sounds great.
No, I haven't been.
You.
And, you know, and if and the people that probably was affected by it, I'm sure they're back on track now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's great to live in a state that didn't totally shut down and then begin to open up sooner than some other places.
Right.
Because my podcasting partner, she lives in Florida, and Florida never did shut down. They were wide open. Kids were going to school, and
Oh, so kids, they never shut down the schools?
okay, I take that back. They did for a bit,
Okay.
but they opened up. They opened up in the okay, because this stuff kicked off last year in March. They opened back up in the fall,
Hmm.
and they went gangbusters. Well, they totally went 100% open. They started cracking it open a little bit at the end of the summer. So, and she was telling me that the only people in Florida that wear masks are the people that are visiting Florida. That's how you can tell who's a tourist and who's not. So that the
Interesting.
people in Florida, they're not wearing masks. So okay, we'll see. But I do know that the life insurance business, if anything, COVID's kicked it up a bit because it's brought it home to some people who are now making phone calls. They want to say, "Hey, I think I need to take care of this because I'm seeing some things happening, and I want to." And by and just letting the folks out there, because we're both in life insurance. Yes, companies are still writing policies in the time of COVID,
Very much so.
and having had COVID won't knock you out from getting life insurance. So,
No,
just want to let you folks know out there.
it's not a
So,
or anything.
so are there any downsides to multiple streams of income?
If it's not managed properly, I can see the downside of having different streams of income. If you don't manage it properly, if you don't build a team,
Mm-hmm.
have assistants, I can see where you can fail. Because
Okay.
something, if you don't have help, I can see something falling through the cracks. So I'm
Okay.
very appreciative for, um, the people that's in my corner, the people that's helping when I need assistance. Even with Turo, if I'm using my personal car, so that means I have one car. And if someone takes my car for a whole week, um, how do I get around to run my other businesses? How do I go and check on my Airbnbs? Things of that nature. So I have people in place I can call on to say, hey, my car is going to be gone for a week. Are you available for this and that? And then you also have, Uber. So
Oh, yeah.
if
Uber.
it's a solution, I hear a lot of people say, I only have one car. How do I get around? If it's you, you can jump in an Uber, but I can see if people have children, you don't want to just keep hopping in and out of an Uber with your kids. So I can understand that. But if it's your by yourself, or even if it's you and your partner, you can hop in the Uber. You can get around. So I didn't let
Okay.
that stop me, for from starting the Turo business.
Okay. So the other thing, before we get to Little Miss Millionaire, Clubhouse. How long you been on Clubhouse?
Since December.
Okay, okay. So is that when it kicked off, or is it a little bit older than that?
What kicked off?
Clubhouse.
I think it's a little older than that. I think I can't say when,
Hmm.
but I didn't hear about it until December. But people say they've been on there, way before December. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So did you go buy an iPhone to get on Clubhouse?
No, I already had an iPhone.
Okay, I thought you were I thought you were an Android girl like me.
I'm both. I have
Oh,
two
okay.
phones.
There we go.
I have two phones. I had my iPhone since last year, like the summertime, I believe.
Yeah. I was hearing so much about Clubhouse that I went and purchased. I went on eBay and I bought an iPhone.
Did you?
Well, I'm Android, and so I wasn't necessarily didn't want two phones. So I said, you know what? I'll let me test this out before I make a major commitment, and go high end and buy the latest one. So I said, you know what? So I went, picked out something off of eBay, and there we go. So we're good. We're listening on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is just it's a I don't even have words for it because it introduces you to so many different things.
So
So, like you said, it introduced you to a business venture, and you can get into groups. They're so different and so varied that it sends you off to research, and
yeah,
you're actually asking questions. Because believe it or not, I'm a part of a trucking group.
really.
Right. And the bulk of them, they come on in the morning from like 8, from like 7, and they'll talk to 11. I have to back out and go do some other work. But they're a group of, and they're primarily African American. They're from Florida to Arizona. They're independent owner operators. Some of them actually own trucking companies. Some of them are dispatch companies. I mean, they range from being dispatchers, the people that actually set up loads and all types of things. So it's an interesting group. I'll send you an invite. They're
Yeah.
yeah, because it's entertaining as well as educational. Because Clubhouse, you have to control the Clubhouse because you're in Clubhouse all day.
Oh yeah.
You
You
will.
will be in there all day. I'm a moderator for the Turo group that I'm in. And please y'all come and join us because we're on there every Friday at 3:15. And sometimes that room can go for 3 hours, 3, 4 hours. And then sometimes it'll just go for an hour. So
Hmm.
it just really depends. But I will say, I think it was last week they had a 24, or it was called a Airbnb thon or something like that. It was a 24-hour marathon where they just sat on Clubhouse and talked about Airbnb, and that was very informational. So you will get caught on Clubhouse all day, just taking notes and listening in, and it's pretty awesome because it's like you can sit and listen, you can ask questions, you and also borrow people's confidence, right?
Hmm.
Because listening to them motivates you, and I mean that's what got me started with Zero. I'm like, these people, yes, let me. Okay, you did what? Let me do it. Let me try.
Well, well, I'll tell you, I bought Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin now
Me
because of
too.
Clubhouse. I
Well, I didn't get it through. Yeah, I just got it.
they showed me how easy it was to get it because I got more information,
Yeah.
valid information,
Hmm.
and they showed me how easy it was to get started because you can get started on Cash App, believe it or not.
That's where I guess that's where I am. I had $100 sitting in Cash App, and someone told me that I can do investments through Cash App, and I'm like, well, I'll put this $100 in Bitcoin.
Right.
I think I'm
So
at 250 now.
right. So I'm putting it in there weekly and to make it easy because for instance that's how I also got started in stocks. Well, not using Cash App. I use Stash in purchasing stocks.
Mm,
And because the thing is, as you know from insurance and annuities, is to set up a routine. We call it blind savings, where because you get used to it once it's done a couple of pay periods for those who are out there going actual paychecks. You adjust. It takes about two pay periods, and you adjust. You don't even see the or feel the money anymore.
okay.
But you've created a savings plan. I mean, that's the great thing about retirement plans for individuals who have W-2 income, that the money comes out of their paychecks. So at some point, they stop noticing the money coming out, and they're not counting it in their budget, but they're saving money. So
Nice.
that's important to. So the other thing is, so your business entities, how are you? Because that sounds like that does have a little bit to do with Little Miss Minion there. How are you structured business wise? Are you an LLC, sole proprietor, what?
Depending on which business you're talking about.
Okay.
It just depends on what business. I know a lot of people like frowned upon LLC. I think LLC is just something to secure you, get your business
Mm-hmm.
started. For tax purposes, it just depends on the amount of money you make. If you should go, file under S corp, if you do sole proprietor, it really just depends on the type of business, where you are income wise. So I think starting off with the LLC, just, it protects your business. It's a liability, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a liability. But for tax purposes, I know people need to educate themselves on, how or what should they file their taxes under.
Right.
Get a CPA. I have a CPA. My CPA.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Me too. Get someone to help you with your taxes.
Seriously.
But what I also to individuals that are out there listening, do not hesitate to get started on a business venture worried about formation, which is like LLC, S corp. Those are the things that she just mentioned. Get started. Don't that stuff will come down the road. The first thing for you to do is to get sales. We'll talk about business formation and taxes later. Don't let the fear of taxes stop you from making money.
Yes.
You'll pay taxes when you make money. Paying taxes is a good thing because that means you're making profits.
Right.
So don't let that slow you down. Well, what should I do first? No. Should you spend X amount of dollars getting an LLC before you start selling before you start selling product, before you get your Shopify set up or whatever it is that you plan to do? Before
Yeah.
you set up your Bitcoin exchange or anything like that. No, do that stuff first. Actually have a business going, and a business involves sales.
Right.
Get that going, and then we'll deal with the good problems of paying taxes and business formation. Those are good problems to have. How am I going to pay taxes? Yeah, go pay
Right.
taxes because you made some money.
Right. Those are good
Right,
problems.
right. If you
Yeah.
don't make any money, you don't have to worry about taxes.
Exactly.
They will not come looking for you. You don't make any money. No.
You
So
can start with the DBA.
yes, and you can go to the courthouse and get you one of those.
You sure can.
The
And
what?
that's why I started I have the package, the business starter package, where a lot of people get so caught up on, oh, I have to have this, this, that, and this. And no, you don't. But it's best that you do, put that in mind, that it's something that you need to have. So I started the package where I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. I'll go and register your business. I'll do your domain name, get your
Mm-hmm.
EIN number for you. I'll set up your get you a business logo, a starter Instagram page. Like, I'll help you with the process. Because I know for me, I mean, I did all of my businesses, I've
Mm-hmm.
created all my LLCs, created all of my logos, did my flyers and stuff like that, got my EIN number, so, but I know a lot of people don't do that. And by the time they look up, they've made a lot of money. Then Uncle Sam comes.
Right.
They don't have their things in place. So I've created a business package where I can do all of that for you. And I'm going to also put together a class where I'm going to walk you through how to do it yourself. You don't want to pay? How about I show you how to do it yourself? Um, and people pay for convenience. So
So that's under Little Miss Millionaire, right? We've
that's
got
under
that.
Women's Millionaire.
Yeah.
So if you follow me on Instagram, and click the link in my bio, you'll be able to schedule a free consultation. And you can purchase the package through my link. So it's available.
Yep, we got the links right below us. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're catching us on Facebook, it's still in the description. So you can contact Sausha and get to her page and take a look. But look, go into a little bit more about Little Miss Millionaire, because I know we used to meet up. Are we gonna have meetups again when they finally? Well, Texas is open now, so I'm waiting on my invite. I'm waiting for the post the next meeting. So.
Yeah, Texas is open, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah. So it was great getting together with, because we're still following each other on Facebook.
Yeah,
Not Facebook, but Instagram. So,
Instagram.
ladies, I met there. So that's a great. So look, tell folks about Little Miss Millionaire.
So Little Miss Millionaire, the Little Miss Millionaire Club is a club for women where it's an environment where we can support, encourage, motivate each other on whatever ventures we have or whatever, anything that we're working on. I just wanted to create a space where there's no judgment, and people feel comfortable being able to ask questions, or if you need that assistance with, starting your business and you need steps. It was just a place where you can come and network, and, just vibe with other like minded women. And I feel like, you had to be at a certain level to talk to certain people, or you didn't have, this amount of things going on. So you didn't feel like you were worthy enough. It was just a comfortable place for us women to get together and support and lean on each other. So that's what I wanted that's what I wanted the Little Miss Millionaire Club to be. Excuse me. It's just a comfortable environment for women.
Hey, and it is because
It's a good time, right?
it is. So like I said, I'm looking for it again. Great food and the great people to sit there and have and just talk about it. Because sometimes being an entrepreneur can get a little lonely sometimes.
No, it could. Definitely, because it's a lot of people that don't understand the things that you go through.
They don't get it.
understand the struggle. They don't understand why you're doing this for 14 hours. you know,
and then come home and get on Clubhouse for another 2.
right, right. They don't understand that. So, but it's okay. It's not for everybody to understand.
No, it's not. But eventually, how do I look? How do I say it? What I tell my clients is that a W-2 job. Okay, if you're an NBA player, it will make you rich. Mm-hmm. But you still have to accept a level of risk because your money has to work. Your money should have a job. I've talked about that in several videos. Your money has to have a job, and that's to go out and to produce other money. And you have to decide how you're going to do that. Uh-huh. And it's not just you making money. It's you as we've talked about, that we both started out trading time for dollars.
Right.
You know, so, and to figure out how your money is going to make money, whether it's going to be in the market, inside a life insurance policy, flipping real estate, cash flowing real estate, owning a trucking company. Just, pick your poison, pick what you're going to do. It's going to involve a little risk.
No, it is, because I just took another risk, outside of Airbnb. I just jumped into another trucking venture. It's so it's a delivering furniture for different furniture and appliance companies.
Okay, so it's box trucks.
Box trucks. So
Right.
I'm tapping into that. And I hope, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay, great. Who got you into box trucks? Was that another clubhouse?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't another clubhouse. It was brought to my attention. Um, so actually, my boyfriend told me about it, and he was just telling me that that was something his friend was into, his family and things. So I told him, I said, well, get me the name of the company that holds the contracts. That's all I need, and I'll figure out the rest. It took me a while.
Okay.
It took me almost 3 months to get the contract finalized, but it's finalized, and we're rocking and rolling. And so I'll keep you guys posted to see if it's even worth it. Like um, if it's a really good profit. After you pay your bills and your employees, what does the profit look like?
Okay. Well, we're certainly going to keep an eye out for that. And I want to be respectful of your time because it's getting close.
Yeah.
So you might want to rest or get back on Clubhouse.
Wow. Around 9 o'clock, 10, I'm in bed. I'm an early bird now. I get up. I don't even function well after a certain time. So
Oh, you turned into early bird now. You used to tease me about that getting up early.
yeah, I be up about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
See, there you go. There you go.
I be up and I be ready to go. I function so well in the morning. In the mornings.
It's you get a lot more stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
I like getting up in the morning, but that was Uncle Sam started me to doing that, and it's a
Right.
habit I've taken with me. Because then you figure out, usually after 12, after lunch, I've already been up about 6 or 7 hours. And then I can change what I'm doing because I use the morning to do creative, high IQ stuff. I'm writing or I'm creating, the content that I want to put out. And then I do like the busy work in the afternoon. It doesn't require a lot of thought as you start easing down into the day. So, except for
Yeah.
Mondays, where I have my interview stuff, what we're doing now. But hey, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's awesome. We're going to have you back now because we're going to want to hear. Going to keep in touch.
Yes, we have to keep in touch, and I give you guys an update on my Airbnbs and
Yeah.
new trucking venture.
Yeah, and have you back and we can do a show about life insurance. Because
Yeah.
I'm working on the class myself. It's a couple I've got in mind. One is going to be like Life Insurance 101. And then I'm going to go into something about how to tell what's going on in your policy.
Ooh,
Because
good.
how many times have you heard, oh, I got a policy? And then you'll just ask a couple of cursory questions. And it's like, okay, what's your death benefit? Because my favorite one is folks that get those policies from the bank.
Yeah.
And they don't know those are accidental death policies. It's like, okay, so,
Sure.
yeah, well, I'm only paying $12. I go, yeah, so look, if you don't die in a car accident or a plane crash, your people don't get any money.
have to read that fine print. That's where people go wrong. Because
Right. That's what.
I actually had a family member tell me, I decided not to go with the policy that you suggested. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
go with the bank because even your policy is $30. I'd rather just pay this dollar over here.
Hmm.
No problem.
Didn't even try, huh? Didn't even push any further.
Well, they said it before, and I'm
Hmm.
like, make sure you read the fine print because more than likely, you don't walk away with $1 million policy for $1. Like that
Oh,
is that's
the
not even possible.
the other one that I'm running into with folks is it's sold by a well, it's with New York Life.
Mm.
It's adjustable term, and well, yeah, it's AARP. So right, so a great brand name coming out there, right? And they're telling folks, yeah, we can get you because usually as you get older, insurance gets more expensive. So they're coming in and they're saying, yeah, you can get this amount of insurance for this amount of dollars, right? If you're 50 and so forth. Well, what they're not telling folks is that that is only going to stay at that point for a certain amount of time. It may be a year. It may not even, it may be a year, or it may change 2 years from now. And it's going to take quite an increase. Um, of course, I had to know about that to pass the life, the exam we had to take to become licensed. But ran into it, and I was, they're like, so why did it double? And I'm like, whoa. It was quite a shock to the people. It was a shock to me. Again, as you said, reading the policy. So I think there's a need for that class out there. The people, yeah, have a let's talk about what this is and what this makes up, so you get an idea
Yeah,
of what you have
I
before
mean
you tell me no.
exactly.
Right.
Because even on Clubhouse, I've gotten so many consultations for life insurance. I've wrote policies for people on Clubhouse. Um, so it's been amazing, the people that's actually taking that initiative and want to take that step. What I've realized, people don't get life insurance because they don't even know who to trust. They don't even
Hmm.
know where to begin, what's a good company, what to look for. So that class will be a good class for you to start.
Yes, yes. So I'm putting it together and getting it, going about the promotion and so forth.
Hmm.
So, and Clubhouse, I have discussed life insurance on Clubhouse a couple of times. So I too have gotten leads off of there because folks will pop in and it's like, well, look, I know I need some, but I don't know anything. Well, not a problem. Not a
It's
problem.
issue.
I
It's
can help you with
simple.
that
Yeah, it's simple.
because life insurance is real important. It's a cornerstone to your foundation, to your financial planning. It's a cornerstone. Businesses, yes, do all of that, buy Bitcoin, get stock, get your rent house. I'm down with all of it. But please, 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 let's have some life insurance in there. First, life insurance first before anything else, actually.
Facts. I'm with you.
Life insurance first.
Because I
Uh,
know
the,
so many people talk about generational wealth, and it's like, do you have life insurance? You know, you know
and,
that
oh,
a easy way to create generational,
sure, sure.
easy and the cheapest way.
Come on. You actually can leave your folks $500,000 for $30, $40 a month. You
Okay.
can. You can.
Yeah.
Oh no, yes you can. Yeah, you can.
Yes, you
Yes, you
can.
can.
Life insurance is cheap if you know how to structure it right. It's
It
cheap
is. It is. And it's never too late.
and it's not.
Even if you're 50 with high blood pressure, you still need life insurance. Is somebody are you taking care of somebody? Trust me. Yeah, everybody needs life insurance.
Everybody.
Even to make it easier for people to bury you when you die, you still need life insurance. How about that?
You're not leaving that burden on others.
No, no. Leave options, not problems.
Yep, I'm with you.
So, like I said, I'm going to invite you back and we're going to talk about life insurance. But I'm going to let you get off of here now because we're hitting up on an hour. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank
Again,
you
I
for
want to let
having
folks know you can contact Sausha. Her link is below, and you can also talk to me also. And you're Sausha Walker on Clubhouse also.
Little Miss Millionaire.
Little Miss
I
Millionaire on
think it's Little
Clubhouse.
Miss Million. I don't think they. Let me double check because I don't know if they. Some places don't allow you to type out your whole name, but on Clubhouse, you know, let's see. And if you guys need if you need to get on Clubhouse, I have 10 invites.
Okay.
I have 10 invites. But it's Little Miss Million on Clubhouse, but you can look it under Little Miss Million or Sasha Walker. Um, Either one, you'll find me.
Okay. I am the smart money chick on Clubhouse.
The Smart. Oh, okay. So they let you type out your whole name.
Yeah, I found a way you can oh, I'll tell you about it. I won't go all into it. But yes, I got the smart money chick.
Okay.
And I'm also and on Twitter I'm smart money hotep. So
You
the
know,
smart
I'm not
money
on
chick.
Twitter.
Pardon me?
I'm not on Twitter. I need to get on Twitter. I have a Twitter page that I created years ago.
Oh yeah. Go in there and check it out. It's Twitter is different. I got into it. I'm working with a marketing guy, and he got me interested in Twitter, and it has its moments.
No, Twitter is very interesting. I actually like it.
Yeah, because Twitter you learn a lot there too. Because it's especially money Twitter. It's real entertaining.
Money Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. There's you start following one individual that's like in the money. I follow a guy from that's like he's the black guy that does the financial stuff on Fox Financial.
Uh-huh.
And once you start following somebody, it's kind of like Clubhouse. You can look at who follows them and stuff like that, and then you just branch out.
Got it.
And so there's folks in there that's putting down a lot of game because I'm starting to become interested in options.
Yeah, let me tell you a story about options. So me and my little sister did options. We were interested in it, and so we found so this was the beginning of the pandemic, and we came across this stock. It was an oil and gas stock.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it's around $500 a share or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it dropped all the way down to, I don't know, 23 cents it was crazy. It dropped down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember, but so me and my little sister, she we brought well, I purchased this course and I watched the course and I'm like, it seemed like this is easy where you predict that this stock is gonna go up $1 or more,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm like, well, being that we've been closed down, we're opening back up, people need to go to the gas station. This was my logic of
Right.
getting into this stock. So I'm like, okay, well, people gotta go to the gas station, let's see what it should shoot back up. So we purchased this stock. I think it was at $23, not
Mm-hmm.
29 cents. It was $23. And then it got up to 40, I think it was like $46. So, when you buy options, you have to buy 100,
Yeah,
shares,
block of 100. Right.
right? A block of 100. So we like, let's do it. We are predicting that this is going to go over $46 in the next, I don't know, I guess it was like 30 days or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And so we did it. Daphne, that so we both put in like $460 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That stock dropped all the way down to like $18.
Oh man.
I mean, we were like, my sister was like, I'm done with it. And I'm like, I'm not giving up. I'm like, I'm gonna keep watching this thing. I'm like, because we still have a few more days before that option close.
Right.
At the last few days. And Daphne, that thing shot up to like $86. Girl, we closed that option so fast. Like, I mean, it was an experience. We got into it knowing that, hey, it's a possibility that we can lose, $460 a piece, but that's just what we're gonna go ahead and jump into it and take that risk. And it took us through a lot, but it went down, it came back up, and we got out of it because we said if it hits $800, we're closing out of it. So you have to have an exit game plan because
Oh
if
sure.
you sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna try to get the highest," no, that's not gonna
No.
work. So it got all the way up to it got all the way up to $1,000, and then it came back down to 90. But by that time, we were already out
Oh
of
yeah.
it at 800 and whatever dollars it
Oh
was.
yeah. Well, I'm starting to study, and I'll be making a move at some point.
Yeah, our
So
little.
again, I want you to have a great evening.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Stephanie, for having me.
Hey, and those of you that are out there, hey, it's been a great evening, and you sleep well, Sasha, and stay safe.
Thank you. You do the same. Talk to you
Okay.
soon. All
Bye bye.
right, bye.